So we're going to start our meditation probably in quite a familiar way for anyone that meditates regularly, which is to emphasize first again the ground underneath our feet and underneath our bottom, or however we're sitting or standing or lying. Maybe you've got most of the back of your body on the floor. And in times of change, we might literally have that expression in our mind that the ground has disappeared from under our feet, or the rug has been swept from under us. Those kinds of expressions that something has changed very significantly in our sense of normality. So bringing our awareness to the ground can help us to connect with familiarity, predictability, trust, groundedness, all words that we might use to emphasize a sense of certainty, something we can be certain of. And once we have that sense of trust, reliability instilled in us, we can really allow our body to settle into that or onto that. So that might be your sitting bones on a chair or your feet on the ground. However you are, can you really settle your physical body into a support? And then can you be aware of that support? And then if it's comfortable to, we can come to our breathing, awareness of our breathing. Finding our breath in a way that doesn't alter it too much. Usually bringing attention to it does alter it a little. We're looking to allow our breath to move very naturally in and out of our bodies. If this isn't comfortable at the moment, for whatever reason, maybe it feels like you've suddenly forgotten how to breathe, or it makes you aware of having some symptoms in your lungs, and you can say to yourself in your own way that you can trust your breath to do what it needs to do, and then leave your lungs to it and take your attention to sounds you can hear. And that's always a choice, coming to a different sense, a different present moment anchor. If focusing on the breath is creating a discomfort that wasn't previously there, or it somehow doesn't feel useful to work with the breath right now, then come to sound. Both breath and sound are familiar and fairly predictable. Fairly constant. There's usually some sound we can hear, and our breath continues as long as we are alive. So being aware of a predictable, familiar sound, or your predictable, familiar breathing. And perhaps we can have a sense of appreciation for the familiar, for the predictable, for how it can reassure us that there are a lot of things happening in the present moment that are happening in a very similar way to how they normally are. There might be a lot of change in some ways in our lives right now, and there are a lot of things that are not changing. Ultimately, everything is always changing. Nothing is permanent. Everything is impermanent. But there is a recognizable, regular rhythm to things. The sun rises and the sun sets. The in-breath comes, the out-breath goes. We can see if we can lean into that familiarity a little bit, as if it's coming home to your own bed after traveling. First night back in your own home, in your own bed, can be so comforting. Seeing if you can find something in your present moment experience that helps you to come home to something very familiar. In the soundscape you can hear, or in your experience of breathing. Jack Cornfield calls this touching the ordinary with our senses. And if you would like to change position, this is a good moment to perhaps move to lying down from seated. It's absolutely your choice. If you're comfortable, you can stay as you are. When we change position in a practice, we can perhaps retain that sense of mindfulness, moving with mindfulness, consciously choosing how we're moving and what our new posture is, and taking time to get settled again, to take care of our bodies in the new posture. And checking in with our bodies again once we're beginning to resettle. If you're still in the same position, you can check whether any rigidity has crept into your way of holding yourself. Maybe doing some tiny micro movements to remind ourselves our bodies are very fluid. And then we can yield our weight again to sit or lie in a way that is perhaps even more at ease. Really finding ease, letting go of any notions that there's a perfect way to sit or lie for meditation. You can simply find the best way for us as individuals. It might mean you're lying on your side, front, back. It might mean you're allowing yourself to slouch a little bit in sitting, because we're moving towards a letting go practice. Rather than focused, alert wakefulness in meditation, moving towards softening, letting go, exploring, resting. And we can rest in any position. We can actually do things in a restful way. And the key attitude is to let go of expectations, to let go of doing things perfectly, to let go of specific outcomes. It might help you to turn your palms up if you're sitting, to let the backs of your hands rest on your thighs. Or if you're lying down and it's comfortable, to place your arms a little distance away from your sides with your palms turned up. So the mode of being is receptive. Letting things be just as they are. Resting in the midst of whatever activity is going on in your body or your mind, in your household. Breathing out and settling into this, whatever this moment is now. You recline into it. You embody a sense of yielding to gravity, yielding to the present moment. Knowing that right now there is nothing we need to do, nothing we need to change. Letting it be. Noticing how you are within yourself now. Is there a sense of resting? If there's a felt sense of wanting to jump up and move and do things, acknowledging that fire of doing mode being within you. And that's okay. See if on the next 2 or 3 out breaths you can settle again, yield to gravity. Feeling the back of your body, feeling the ground. So perhaps we're resting in the midst of mental activity, resting in the midst of activity around us, perhaps in our house or our neighborhood. Letting everything carry on without us for now. As the sound of the bell fades, you can become aware of the front of your body again. Your face, your chest, your belly. When you're ready, becoming aware of your sense of sight, perhaps first with your eyes closed and then fluttering your eyelids a few times. Gradually coming back to engaging with doing mode, with the daytime. And when you're ready to move into doing mode, you can move your fingers, your toes, move your body in any way that follows ease, that follows kind of comfort, maybe something familiar, maybe a familiar stretch or yoga pose that you would like to finish with. Noticing the familiarity of your home around you. If you are at home or wherever you are. And coming gradually back to normal activity.